So we're here together with Gianpaolo, and well, I'm going to be really honest. Gianpaolo is my best friend, and I've known him for over 30 years while I was living in the UK, and he came to visit me in July of this year for a very big, important occasion. It was my 50 round number. Yes, actually, I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, you came and just out of the blue decided to buy a property here in Salento. And it was interesting because for months I've been talking to you about what I was doing over here and how things were developing. And within probably a few hours of being here, you saw a property and the decision
Absolutely. Fell in love with it and made a decision on the spot. Yeah.
But also, you're not new to buy properties in Italy.
No, this would be my second property in Italy.
Okay.
First one I bought on the island of Ischia, just in the Bay of Naples.
Right.
Pretty different experience, I have to say.
So this is actually interesting because, well, you could say, is my friend, he's only going to say things that to probably help. But no, I think you're extremely.
Be very honest.
You've been very honest. So, how would you rate the experience of, and also you've seen what Salento with Love is doing over here, and how I'm sort of setting up things, and you've obviously known me as well from my previous enterprises. So, how was your experience with purchasing a property here in comparison to potentially the other two that you've done before?
Yeah, I mean. Overall, the experience, probably I can say one word sums it up: very seamless, effortless. Because obviously, you've shown me the property, great property which I fell in love with straight away. From that moment on, it was really straightforward. You communicated with the vendor, you kept me in the loop. Everything was very clear to me what the process would have been, how we would have progressed with the purchase. So. Yeah, I mean, a really, really easy experience, I have to say, yeah.
That's great. I mean, for me, probably, for the reason that is also what my best friend, I felt a level of responsibility, not just in making sure that you were buying the right thing and the right product, also because you don't live here.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, so what was the reason of buying a property here?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, no, obviously, my roots are here. I mean, but Salento, it just attracted me. I mean, there was something about it. It's you have to experience it really. It's very difficult to say because everyone will have possibly a different experience. But yeah, I mean, I love the place. I love the culture. I love what goes on. I love the atmosphere. It's just a great feeling when I'm down here. But I have to say, if you, Davide, weren't here, although these things were catalysts for themselves, would have obviously something I would have considered to buy. Would have been difficult because who do I approach? Who do I know? So that, yes, I want to buy. I want to be here because I love what I see. But where do I go? What do I do?
Yes, I mean, many times I hear people talking about buying a property in Italy and how complicated sometimes the process can be. I personally feel I've been in real estate for many years, although my background is in the art world, and that's really where I know it. But I've been in the real estate because I've been buying properties and refurbishing them over the years, and I've done many projects. And I don't feel that the process of buying a property here is any more complicated than what it is in a place like the UK that we know very well. But I think sometimes one of the deterrents may be the language or the lack of people that work in the industry of real estate and the level of knowledge that they have of the language. And sometimes what we may feel it's a misunderstanding can lead to some major problems. And so I feel that making sure that you guide the client all the way through. Because if you buy a property in the UK and you don't have a bank account, it's not any easier than setting up a bank account here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what areas did you feel that we've got covered in terms of what we're doing over here?
Well, as you say, sometimes it's not the problems in themselves because everything can be solved. but how do you go about it? What is the protocol? What is that process? And that obviously, if you can't see how you're going to go over a certain hurdle, that kind of makes you apprehensive. You're thinking, well, what do I do? Where do I go? So, as you said, opening a bank account, because in Italy you probably will need that bank account. Getting a codice fiscale, NI number in the UK. We're about contacting, electricity, gas, telephone, internet, all those things which you need to think about have to be explained to you to a certain degree. And so obviously when you're there to mediate that for a customer, for a client, it just makes it, it's just much easier. It's just great. It's just, as I say, it's smooth as oil.
Yeah, and I think very important. I bought my first property here in Salento in 2002 while I was living in the UK, and I carried on buying many others after that. And the main aim was to turn them into holiday homes. And back in those years, we're talking about 18, 20 years ago, the idea of holiday homes booking, I think it was just about starting. Airbnb didn't exist. And so for me, it's been very important, the idea of developing a range of services that doesn't just assist the people like yourselves that are looking at buying a property in the sun or in a place where they can really enjoy nice weather, good food, a lovely atmosphere, but also how can they diversify the portfolio and generate revenue without worrying, because obviously you're going to go back to the UK and you are leaving me with the keys, and it's now my responsibility to make sure that your property generates revenue and also is nice and ready and looked after and well kept while you're not here. So how do you think the services that we've put together or that we actually offer can be beneficial to people considering buying a property abroad?
Yeah, again, it's a consideration that people may want to make. It's going to be an investment, and it's always an investment, I suppose, in the long term. But as an immediate investment, we've got all these portals available, all these avenues where you've got the booking, Expedia and so on and so on. So again, how do you set up those things? And again, your services, what you offer, make it very easy, understandable. And once it's left in your hands and you've shown me exactly the service that you offer, again, it's that choice based on, again, seeing what you've done, your abilities, the processes you've used.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if we look at the map of Salento, I've gone on about this in many of my other videos. So Salento, it's the province of Italy with the largest number of towns, 97, and all of this is connected with history. I've given you the lectures already, so I don't need to go there. But there is a specific reason why Salento developed so many towns over the period in the 15th and 16th, 17th century. And each one of those towns has some beautiful things that you've seen, churches, squares, palazzi, and it's very rich. But I pointed out a specific town for you. Also, I was really wanting to make sure that you sort of pick up something special. But what do you think? When it comes to a territory so vast, why do you think that having the knowledge and somebody on the ground that guides you and puts you in the right place, it's also the additional or the added value to people that are looking at buying on such a vast and diverse territory?
Well, again, I'd say it's fundamental. It's fundamental information that you're going to require, you're going to need if you're going to make that right choice, that right investment. As you said, it's a vast territory. Where do you go? Where are the best places? Where are the connections? And so on. And only someone like yourself, with the experience, with the know-how, with the knowledge, can guide potential clients.
Yeah.
In making the correct.
So I'll say thank you that you've allowed me to guide you, and the opportunity. Also, his purchase came on the day of my birthday, so it was actually a gift, I think, to me as a proof that we're doing the right things and we're putting things together, and it's a challenge to set up things and see them sort of developing. I think I very often see people venturing into buying properties, not just here, but I've been in Asia, I've been in South America, I've been in many, many places, and people just falling in love with the area or with a specific property or building without taking into considerations the surrounding or the logistics. And for me, it's a responsibility when people approach me to make sure that I don't just answer the needs of the property, but also all those other elements that create the experience.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's as you say, I mean, you need to know where the infrastructures lay on a vast territory. I mean, is there a bus route there? Is there an airport nearby? Is the sea, you know, and so on. And again, only someone with a vast, a vast grounding in good knowledge like yourself can advise someone like who wants to invest in a territory so large, really.
So, anyway, I'll say thank you very much. Also, this is the very first video which we will post, made up with a GoPro Max. So well done, GoPro Max, because you've got an amazing product. And the reason why I've got a GoPro Max is because he actually bought it as a present for me, and it's great. I think it would really improve the quality of some of my videos, because I enjoy vlogging, I enjoy going out there and picking up on the history and sometimes some elements that have been forgotten, some of the forgotten beauties of Salento. And we've been together to see the Abbazia delle Cento Porte, which is an incredible piece of history just sitting in the landscape in the middle of nowhere with over 2,000 years worth of history. So this camera is now producing the very, very first video that we'll be posting on YouTube. And well, what can I say? Thank you very much. I feel responsible and we'll be looking after his property. And what can you say? As I think you should do the closing statement on my first video as a testimonial, although Giancarlo is not the first one who's bought a property through Salento with love and that we are managing, but it's my first real testimonial. We're going to go and gather all the others now that we have a decent camera.
Well, I'm going to make it really short, in the sense that, look, if you're really looking to invest in this area in Salento and come to visit, you'll fall in love with this place because it is absolutely stupendous, amazing. There aren't any superlatives that can really describe this area. Guaranteed that Davide and Salento with Love will guide you for everything, will answer any questions you have. You're in safe hands, guaranteed. And please, if you're really looking forward to an adventure, a new adventure in life, come down to Salento. You'll love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. GoPro, stop recording.
That's like your voice.
GoPro, stop recording. Oh, we're going to get this. GoPro, stop recording. No, you try it.
GoPro, stop